All right. Woo, baby. I'm gonna have to. Hello, hello, hello. Please forgive me. And my lighting. Okay. I'm gonna do better in the future. Right now, it is what it is. Okay. And I do not edit. So, who am I? I am Tim Marie, the book whisperer at the Authors Roundtable. We are back again, 8 o'clock p.m. Every Friday night. I sit down in your living room, in your car, wherever you are, to talk and speak to an author in regarding telling their stories, because telling your story is healing. I have a lot of authors that come on with powerful stories. You are sideways. Are you able to? Anyway, and here he is, my
Oh,
yes,
okay. You know what?
everybody
Because I'm
give
used
it
to, yeah.
for you, Dr. McKenzie. So let me bring everybody in, let them know that you are finally here. It's so good to see you. I'm excited to see you. Everybody's ready to hear from you, especially for that power call, because there's like, I can't wait to hear what he got to say. I can't wait to hear what he got to say. Woo, we cannot wait to hear what you got to say. How are you doing tonight, Dr. McKenzie?
I am wonderful. How about yourself, ma'am? How was your day?
It was absolutely amazing. Again, we are here live on YouTube, going over to Facebook as well. So as
Oh,
you
cool.
guys come in, please like and share. Please like and share. This. What did I do with my Please don't tell me I don't What did I do with my stuff? Oh, it's behind me.
Mm, 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 mm.
Again, my name is Tamara Marie. This is the Authors Roundtable. I am Tamara Marie, the book whisperer, here with Dr. McKenzie, one of my authors here at the Roundtable, the Authors Roundtable, to dive in to his book. He has many books. First of all, he's an author, and he also has his own publishing company, newspaper. This man is I'm gonna let him talk about himself a little bit more. Um, as we dive right into everything. So let's get started. So, Dr. McKenzie, first, can you just give us an overview of who you are, your personal self, and then we'll dive into an overview about your book. So, but we want to know a little bit about you and what you have going on and who you are. Who are you, sir?
Well, just to give you all just a little bit about who I am, what I do, and all that good stuff, so we can get that out the way. Again, my name is Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. I am the president and CEO of JNF Enterprises, which is a business consulting and book publishing consulting firm located in Baltimore, Maryland. And what we basically do, or what I basically do, is assist individuals and organizations to be able to bring their vision to reality. And we do that through a couple different ways. We do that through marketing, we do that through branding, we do that through entrepreneurship development workshops, and then we also do on the other side same thing for on the book publishing side, where we do consulting, where we go from anyone who is has the aspiration of being an author to those that may already be authors, and being able to assist them to be able to do more marketing, do more branding for their for either themselves or for their particular projects that they may have or want to have. So that's just a little bit about what I do. Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit.
So let's dive right into to all of this. I'm excited for you to be here. I'm glad you said yes, because I know that you're busy. I love working with you. Because you are absolutely very professional. You're very efficient in everything that you do. So I'm excited about that. So that's why I love working with you. I've been partners with you for about 2.5, 3 years now. That we have known each other and partnered. We really have to fly out and see each other in Georgia,
I know,
Atlanta.
right? We got to make that. Yeah, that's gotta happen. And you're in the Atlanta area.
I am. Yes, I
Okay,
am in Atlanta.
because I may be down there in October. So
Well, if
I'll
you
definitely,
definitely come on, let's
yeah.
go. So okay, so I want to dive right into your book is called Brand You. Okay, like brand you, your personal
Correct,
brand, right?
correct,
The
correct.
7 fundamental strategies of branding. Okay, So I want you to dive into. I want you to. Can you give us a brief overview of the of your book in regarding brand new and what inspired you to write it?
Yeah, sure. Brand new is a concept or idea that I came up with several years ago when I was thinking about part of what I do, which is branding. And most of the times when people think of when you say brand new, a lot of people mistake it for saying brand new. No, it's not brand new, it's brand you. As if in, like you just said, you caught it, you got it. Branding, the brand you, the brand which is you, those things. And because what I found was whether it was in entrepreneurship or even being an author, or what we call author, being an entrepreneur, you are responsible for the creation, and the shaping of who you are, what your book is, what your book says, the branding part of who you are. And branding is nothing more than what I call, it's comprised of the three fundamental things that people think about when they think about you, your business, your brand. I'll give you a quick example. For me, my brand, J&F Enterprises, the branding part of it is enlighten, empower, and impact. Those
Mhm.
three components make up everything that J&F is a part of. It doesn't If it doesn't fit into those categories, I have to say no to it. If it doesn't
Mm.
enlighten if it doesn't enlighten people, which is teach people, I can't do it. If it doesn't empower people, which is to equip people, I can't do it. If it doesn't impact people in such a way that it makes them better after the encounter, whether it's a book, whether it's you speaking, whether it's whatever that J&F is involved with, if it does not make you better after the encounter, I can't
Mm.
do it. So that's what I look at when I think of when I get invited to do things. So that's this book was about creating just these strategies, these 7 strategies that I found that a lot of companies don't necessarily do. We know them, but knowing them and implementing them are two separate things.
Right.
So I go, so I delve into um, the 7 fundamental strategies, and I'll give them to you real quick. It's partnerships, collaborations, and sponsorships. Strategy 2 is technology. Strategy 3 is exposure. Strategy 4 is events. Strategy 5 is to increase your products and services. Strategy 6 is promotion, and then strategy 7 is your brand, you culture. So what I do is in this ebook, I give you um, some at least 3 things that you need to work on in each strategy. I'll
Mhm.
give you a quick example. Like for partnerships, collaborations, and sponsorships, I give you 3 questions that you should ask yourself about a potential partner, or potential collaboration, or potential sponsorship that you do.
Mhm.
Uh, who are they connected to? Here's one. Who are they connected to? What do they bring to the table? And then is the partnership for the short term or for the long term? Because these are things that you need to think about before you go into a partnership, before you go into a collaboration, or you go into a sponsorship. You want to know what your potential partner brings to the table. What are they bringing to the table? It's not just what you bring to the table; it's what are they bringing
Mm.
to the table. Because they have to give you something that adds to you, just like you should be adding to them, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that looks like for them. So you think about that. You should already have that, hopefully, as an author, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker. You're thinking about that before you do your engagements, before you go into a business collaboration, before you even. And I know you do. I think you've done anthologies where you've had people participate, in the writing collaboration of the book. So those are things that I know you probably think about. That should be also things that they think about in there as well. And
Mhm.
and you know, who are they connected with? What's their network?
Mhm.
What's their network? Let's be real, y'all. Let you, who you could you know you want to know who people are connected to. Just like you want to know, they want to know who you're connected to. What's your ecosystem look like? As an author, you should have an author ecosystem,
Mm.
which is the people that you're connected to. I don't know if the audience, if they've ever seen, it's a documentary called The Black Godfather.
Mm.
And it's about the gentleman name is Clarence Avant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clarence Avant, for those that don't know who he is, go watch The Black Godfather. It's on Netflix. I tell everybody to watch it. But this gentleman was connected to and responsible for some of the biggest events and people that you could think of. I'm talking from presidents all the way up to through entertainers, singers. I just give you one quick example, right, of
Mm-hmm.
what they talk about in there, of who he's connected to. Remember the movie E.T.?
Yes.
Well, E.T. had a soundtrack to it, which Michael Jackson was connected to. Michael Jackson was, I think he was one of the major, if not the executive producer, along with Steven Spielberg, for the musical part of it. But Michael Jackson put this he did this box set of music for the movie E.T. Michael did it without letting his record label know.
Mm.
So there was this whole big thing about, because you had Michael Jackson, you had the studio, you had the movie, all of these folks that were intertwined with all of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Avant being the connector and the person that he was, he brings everybody to this table, and there's a picture of this big conference table, right? Michael got his attorneys. The studio got their attorneys. Um, uh, uh, um, the movie people got their people. Big table with all the lawyers sitting around. So the record and even the record labels too. So there's a gentleman on the that's narrating it. He was one of the guys that was coming to the meeting, and he said, "Well, who does Mister?" He said he knew Clarence Avant. He said, "Well, he said I see this person for them, this person for them." He said, "Well, who does Mister Avant represent?" And he says, "All of them." He
Oh.
had, he brought everybody to the table. He was responsible for that. So who was he connected to? I mean, like I said, he's been connected to presidents, ambassadors, just everybody. And his thing is, he says it in there, and I'll never forget it. He says, "I don't have friends, I have resources."
Mm.
He said, relationships are resources. And we have to understand that with our partnerships, with our collaborations, and even the sponsorships that we do, those are relationships, and those relationships turn into resources for you.
Mm.
That's how you build your author ecosystem. Who are you connected to? How are you using those partnerships, those collaborations, those sponsorships to be able to, one, increase your awareness? Because as an author, you want to increase your awareness. You want more and more people to know who you are, what you do. So as a consequence, that's what you're building when you're building those partnerships and those collaborations and those sponsorships that you're doing. So that's just one example of what I go into in here, so that you can actually sit down and delve into those types of those types of thinking that you have to have, and actually develop a plan, a strategy for how to go about doing that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want you to go back to, you said the three things, and if it does not fit in those three criterias, you're
Hmm.
not doing it. What was those three things again, please?
Sure. The first one is, mine is for my brand new culture, is to enlighten, empower, and impact.
Enlighten, empower, and
Hmm. Impact.
impact.
And
See, this
and I
I
look
love. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I looked up each of those words, and to enlighten means to teach somebody something. Empower means to equip somebody with something, and then impact, of course, means to have a significant change in someone, to make a significant change in someone. So that was the concept behind that. I have to teach, equip, and then move people to do something. So
Mm.
that's how I developed that foundational piece of my brand new culture.
Right. You know what I love about this, because even if it's not part of me, and my branding, I'm not going to do it. This is
Correct.
also includes your hobbies.
Yep.
Okay. If it's not in your, because I'm going, if I'm playing golf, I'm intentional about playing golf because I know who I'm going to
Hmm.
play golf with, because I'm going to connect. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to collaborate. I'm trying to get some sponsorships because the people at the golf got some money. Okay.
That's for sure. That is so true.
So we have to be
Right.
mindful of everything and be intentional about everything, and stop making our plate so big and stop eating so much. And put on your plate what you gonna eat and what you can achieve and what you can't get enough of. You know what I'm saying? And remove some things off your plate. Some things don't need to be on your plate. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go into this. So in the world, okay, now we in this entrepreneurship world. There's all this energy with all this entrepreneurship. Everybody want to be an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
Now everything is so saturated with this entrepreneurship and with people branding themselves and things like that. What is a what's a great strategy for us to go into this saturated space
Well, here's the thing.
to set
Here's
us
what's gonna
apart? You know what I'm saying? To set us apart
Yeah,
from everybody else. Yeah.
yeah. Here's what's gonna separate you from everybody else. So I want everybody. Want you to get your pen, get your paper. It's gonna take these things. It's gonna take consistency. It's gonna take persistence, and it's gonna take focus. I'm gonna say that
Wow.
again. It's
Yes.
gonna take consistency, persistence, and focus. Because there are gonna be days where you don't feel like doing what it is that you need to do or want to do. That's going to be the difference between you and everybody else. Are you that person that when you don't feel like it, you do it anyway? Are
Do
you
it anyway.
right? Are you consistent enough to do it anyway? Are you persistent enough to do it anyway?
Mhm.
And then are you focused enough to do it anyway?
I like that.
That
Do it
that
anyway.
Yeah, that's what separates. When I think of when you think about the saturated market, yeah, right now it is very saturated, but those that will be able to handle what, because a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tim, they don't realize, and I know you know this, what it takes to be an entrepreneur, to be an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur, and to be able to do that, to endure this journey,
Mm.
because it's not easy.
Mm-mm.
And people are great at starting things. They're phenomenal at starting things.
Mm.
But there's a reason why that over, what is it? I think it's over 75-80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years,
Mm.
because people don't have the consistency, they don't have the perseverance, and they don't have the focus in order to be able to continue. Same thing with you as an author.
Right.
You've got to be consistent with it. Are you consistently pushing your? What are you consistently doing to market your book, to put your book out there in front of people? What are you doing persistently? Because there gonna be some folks that tell you no,
Mm-hmm.
their book ain't for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the focus, are you focused on the topics that you have within your book? Do you know what it is that you do, without a shadow of a doubt, that you could talk about your book in your sleep?
Mm-hmm.
That's how sharp you are with what you're, the information that you are giving, or that you the message that you are portraying in your book. That's what you have to develop as an author. That's the strategy that you have to have going into being whether it's being a successful author, whether it's being a successful entrepreneur, whether it's being a successful leader.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love that. So at the end of the day is, what is your why? Is your
Hmm.
why strong enough
Yep.
for you to do it anyway? And sometimes your why is, who is your why? You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because sometimes the
Exactly.
who is yourself, the who is your
Hmm.
children. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying. So what is your why strong enough? So find your why, find your reasoning, right? Because do it anyway, and don't quit. Because at the end of the day, quitters never win, and winners never quit. That's the end of the day. So I
Yep.
want to dive into this. So going just moving right along.
Mhm.
Could you elaborate on how your book addresses the content trends and the challenges that we do have in personal branding and trying to brand ourselves and trying to get ourselves out there in the saturated market.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: the industry and the being an author, there are things that change. Technology has changed. Think about it. Technology has changed.
Hmm.
The way that we do things now has really has kind of shifted and changed. The way
Hmm.
that we use media has changed.
Yeah.
The way that we the way that we host events or have events has changed. All of these dynamics are constantly shifting, and as an author, you have to have the ability to understand the trends that are going on and be willing to move with them. I was talking about that earlier today with someone, and we were talking about author, entrepreneurs that were not willing to evolve, because I talked about that
Hmm.
this morning. If you're not willing to evolve, technology is ever evolving. And somebody made the statement earlier today. It was saying that it used to be technology, it would change every year, every 2 years, something like that. Then it got to the point where it was changing almost monthly. But now
Mm.
technology is changing almost daily.
Mm.
and
Wow.
and how are you embracing it? How are you evolving with technology? One of the biggest thing that's happening now is with artificial intelligence. Understand it. As an author, you got to understand. Don't run from it. Utilize it as a tool, just like I'm utilizing I'm utilizing the tools that I have. Who'd have thought that some 15, 20 years ago we'd be able
Exactly.
it it moves us, you know, on a laptop. So we have to be willing to be able to adjust and be able to see where things are going,
Hmm.
and then don't be afraid of it, but embrace it and use it. A artificial intelligence is nothing more than a tool.
Hmm.
You know, social media is nothing more than a tool, and especially as an author, it's leveled the playing field. It's
That's true.
tremendously leveled the playing field because now you have the ability right from your home
Hmm.
to be able to touch people on the other side of the world just by coming on to a screen or just by going onto your social media. And do you have the ability to be able to use that to your advantage as an author? You
Hmm.
know, if you're going to be live, something as simple as going live, being consistent about it. You say you're gonna be on 8 o'clock, you're there at 8 o'clock
Here we
on
are,
Mondays.
8 o'clock.
You know, it's that simple. I mean, and that's one of the things that I've done this year. My the brand new live that I do it in the morning,
Mm.
9 o'clock, Monday through Friday. I'm on. I say 9 ish because sometimes I'm a little late because I'm coming from my walk, doing my walk. But it's
But we did to change it to 9:30 so we can be consistent, sir.
but being consistent with it. But the consistency in it is that I'm there, regardless of what happens. I'm there,
Right.
and whether even if I don't make the 9 o'clock, then I'm going to go live that day.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna make sure. Hey, I apologize and say, hey, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. This came up, whatever, whatever. But I'm here now, and the content that I created from that is here because I want to be consistent with it. I got to be persistent at it and not allow any excuse to come along to keep me from doing it,
Hmm.
and then be focused on it because I'm constantly thinking of different of what I can bring to my audience in order to be able to make them better. Because I say this all the time. My mission, my purpose, my assignment is to make you better by the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year.
Mm.
And I can only do that by making you 1% better each and every day, giving
Wow.
you something that you didn't have in my encounter with you that you didn't have yesterday or today,
Hmm.
that you can take that and make you 1% better, because if I give you that 1% for 365 days, you're 365% better.
See, that's what I'm talking about. We have to understand that we if we do an inch and stop doing everything in chunks.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with losing weight, everybody start want to lose weight the New Year's Eve, and everybody in the gym. Planet Fitness is full for the first 4 to 6 weeks. They got their money rolling. They know when they're finna get some money. January and February. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna start
Yep.
dropping off because everybody don't start off so quickly. And because as long as you have a pace, as long as you're moving
Yep.
forward, you're having progress. You see what I'm saying? And embrace that change, like you said. We're going from change. We shift. Everything is a shift. And we're in a shifting right now, from fellowship to fellowship. Back to those relationships, right? I love
Mm.
that. I love this. The seven fundamentals. The partnership, collaboration, sponsorship, technology. I want you to actually go in there deeper. I want you to
Okay.
go in there deeper regarding, explaining each particle in each point of each step.
Okay. Well, we did the partnership collaborations and the
Sponsorships.
sponsorships. We did
Mm-hmm.
those. The second one is technology. And technology is just talked about how do you use technology? What strategies do you have in to use technology? Like I just mentioned to you, part of my using technology is going live on Monday through Friday mornings from 9 to, it's usually I'm only on about 20 minutes or so,
Mm-hmm.
between 20 to 25 minutes, giving you just a short, and what I did was I designed what I wanted to talk about. I knew that there are principles that I wanted to use all year long, because I want us as authors, I want us as entrepreneurs, as leaders, to have foundational principles that you can use in order to be able to run your business, in order to be able to take your brand to that next level, so that you become known for certain things. Here are the principles that I'm going to stand on, that I'm going to use. So how can I use technology? And being able to do that. You know, um, what 21st century tools are you using? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? Are you using TikTok? Are you using these social? Are you using YouTube? Are you using the latest technology in order to be able to put yourself, like you were saying, ahead of everybody else? Are you using AI? AI has significantly cut down, some for authors. It can cut down on the time it takes for you to write a book.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Folks that haven't used it, you could easily spit out 10 books that quick.
Yep. That's the
so
truth.
so yeah, so how are you
All you
using
have to do
technology?
is come up, but you have to have the idea. You have to
Correct. You
have a
got to have
vision.
the
So
template.
that's the
Right.
partnership.
Right.
So partner with AI. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Right. It really is. So, but you have to have the concept, and then you have to have the idea, and then you feed it into AI, and it'll give you the template. Now, of course, you're gonna have to do some tweaking to it. You may even want to add to it, or want it to get more defined in what it does. But it can do all of those things for you. But it's shortened, to me. I think it's shortened the time frame that we have. It can almost eliminate. Notice I said almost eliminate writer's block, because if you go to AI and you're trying to figure out how to write something or how to say something, you put it in there, and it can give you a way of being able to say something and be
Mm-hmm.
able to do something. So how you using technology, and it's actually with the ebook, I actually give you, actual questions that you need to use in order to be able to, hey, put a technology plan together, strategy together. What am I doing 30 days using technology? What am I doing each day to use technology? And say, how am I going to use social media? How am I going to use um, AI? Those types of questions, and using technology. And then, with technology, where do you see your business and your brand, over the next 5 years? It's mapping that out. What does that look like for me? Because I promise you, if you're already, those authors who are going to be successful, they're already in 2024. They're already in 2025. Some of them maybe even be in 2030. That's how far planned they are. So the more strategies that you have in place, the more focused you are, the greater you're going to be, better than that, ahead of everybody else.
But let me ask
Always
you
think of it
something.
as.
Let me ask you
Mhm,
something. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want
mhm,
because it's something struck me. Something just struck me, and it is kind of but how? Okay, utilizing AI, and we want to be authentic, right? So how do
mhm.
we become authentic and have a because having an authentic brand is very crucial. Okay,
Correct.
so how do you still brand yourself and be authentic to your own personal story, your own personal writing? If you coupling and collaborating with and partnering with AI, when you can just like you said something about putting in a system and spit something out or whatever, but is it spitting you out? So how do we tweak that to make it authentic branding for your own personal story?
Here's what you do with AI. What you do, it will actually, when you're feeding it, there's a way that you actually will, give AI your personality.
Mm-hmm.
It'll give you who you genuinely are. Like anything that I do, I'm gonna make sure that it has my voice to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to do with it. Even if whatever information that you're giving it, you want to go into, as you read it, you may want to take something out or add something to it to make sure that it is authentically you, because it's only going to spit out facts and information that it grabs and gathers. So it doesn't grab the personality.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you've got to add to it. You know how each of our grandmothers, our grandmothers fix some. Everybody thinks that their grandmother was the greatest cook in the world, that she could cook stuff like nobody else could cook, right? But each of us, when you think about each of our grandmothers did their cooking their way. They added something that was them, authentically them. And that's the way that you look at this as an author. What makes you, how are you going to make yourself stand out from everybody else? Everybody knows, when if you want a hamburger, whether you go to Burger King, whether you go to McDonald's, there's something different about each of them. Each of them sell hamburgers, but there's something different about each of them. So how are you going to add who you are, your personality, your character, to what it is that you put into AI? And as you get it, as it gives it back to you, you want to make sure that it has your voice.
Mm-hmm.
You add your flavor to it. If there's a certain way that you say something, then you add that to it. If there's a no, I wouldn't say that. I'm not gonna say that. No, I would say it this way. You do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way that you take AI and you formulate. And what happens too with AI is, as you begin to feed it more information about that you put in, it will understand who you are, and kind of your rhythm. you
Mm-hmm.
know, Almost like a singer. We know automatically some certain singers. All we gotta hear is one note, and we know who it is. Or hear a certain sound, we know who that is. And that's the way that you want to use what you get from AI. You want to make sure that you have your own sound, that you add your sound to it, that you add your voice to it, so that people, when they read it, like, oh wow, I know who that is. I know that's Tammy right there. Yeah, that's how she would say that. I know that's her. Because you've added your flavor to it. So
Right.
that's how I will approach the AI, making it authentic to you.
Okay. A question was asked, what is AI? Yeah, what is AI? All I know what AI is, because everybody knows AI, and I'm not gonna get biblical on you guys, because because I'll get biblical in a minute. I, but it's artificial intelligence. If you go on TikTok or whatever, they talking about it a lot more on TikTok about artificial intelligence. The guy from Google has left Google because of AI. Girl, watch I Robot.
Can
Okay.
I can I can I give them a quick example,
Yeah,
Tammy?
absolutely. Hmm.
When you know how you go to the supermarket, and Giant has those cards that they scan. They say, do you have your, I don't forgot the name of them,
The
but
chip.
the part. Yeah, not the chip. It's the
The
cards that they say you give them to them before you even pay for
Oh, the
everything. They
emblem.
take.
It's about the emblem on the card. Just tap it.
No, 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 no. Like Giant has one, Safeway has one, Home Depot has one, and it's used to collect data. They use
Okay.
it to collect data on you.
Mm.
So you give them the card, and they'll scan that, and that tells them who you are as a customer, as a client. So they get to know what you like, what you don't like, things that you come in, what you frequently buy at their store. Marriott does it at their hotels, where we had certain, when I worked for Marriott, there were certain Marriott customers that we knew because we had the information on them, what kind of room they liked, if they liked a single room, if they liked to be on the left side of the hotel, the right side of the hotel. Whenever they came, it gives you information. And AI is also, when you go to the when you go to the when you go to markets, or whether you go to restaurants now, you notice how they have self serve,
Mm.
and they have where you can go to other line. That's AI. All of those things are AI, different forms of it. But that's AI, and it's a way of being able to use information to be able to, one. Unfortunately, it cuts out a lot of employees. That's why I don't like using the self serve lanes and stuff like that. I need somebody to be there, or like you call up Amazon, and
Right.
you get an automated system. That's AI. All of those things are AI, are part of what
Mhm.
AI is.
Okay. Thank you. Cause I
Yeah.
because AI is y'all, AI is in the Bible. You see people don't read their word, and God said
Uh-huh.
he's bringing it all the way down. So I ain't gonna get into it. Anyway, moving right along. Can you share a success story or a case study from your book that exemplifies the transformative power of implementing your branding strategies?
Let's see. Well, I don't know if I can get. I'll use the strategy three, the exposure. I hope this answers
Okay.
the question for you. Um, but one of the ways that now, say you said you wanted something that's transformative.
Right. Some just like a success story. Like, do you know like somebody that's been in your company that you work with, like an author that you work with and implemented these strategies and things like that? And how is have they elevated? Where are they now? Things like that. Can you get some
Yeah,
tangible evidence?
sure.
Basically tangible evidence. I just say
Yeah.
I put it in simple terms.
Yeah, well, I have one of my authors, phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal young lady. She's written two books, two Amazon bestseller books,
Hmm.
and she's used each of these. She's had partnerships. She called me up. I got this organization that wants me to come speak. For this, should I do it or should I not do it? I say, well, let's take a look.
Mm-hmm.
you know and we talk about her, like I said, her brand new culture. What is her culture? Does this answer those three things? So she had partnerships that she's established. She uses technology. She's always using on YouTube. She's created her digital content that she needs to be able to use using technology. The exposure that she's gotten from the events that she's done. She's getting ready to do she's part of a team that's doing a TED talk.
Mm.
So that's given her exposure that she wants. She has events that she's done in addition to events that she's a part of. Like I said, this team that is doing the team talk. That's an event that she's a part of, but she's also done her own events where she's had her book launches, and she's had a couple of other events that she's had, speaking events that she's had as well too. So she's used things like that. Her products and services, her with her books, and then also with her consulting that she does, because she's a trainer as well. She's a consultant trainer as well. So she used that to be able to develop other products and services that she has for her in a business. Um, Promotions. She's
Mm-hmm.
promoted. She's always promoting herself. Always putting herself out there so that people can know who she is and what she does. And then she's established her own culture, her own brand new culture. So that she's encapsulated all of the strategies that I've had here, and she's been great, just phenomenal at it. and doing it. She's all. I mean, she's been one of my clients that I enjoy because she's always looking to be able to grow, to be able to connect in a greater way, to be able to do things even outside of the box that we think that we get put in sometimes too. So that would be an example.
Thank you. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up. Let me see
Uh,
what else I had. Can you, as a final thought, could you just leave your viewers with one key takeaway from your book that they can start implementing today?
yeah, actually, develop the having your brand new strategy and putting it in place begins with you um, using those three things that I talked about. How can I be consistent? How can I be persistent? And what do I need to focus on? And taking each of the strategies and think about that very thing,
Mm-hmm.
or those very three things. Take those three things into each of the strategies. Being consistent at partnerships, being consistent at exposure, being consistent at events, being consistent at promotions and increasing your products and services. Taking each of the strategies and developing your strategy for each of them, looking at it. Well, and you don't have to start with, like we were talking about, just use 30 days. Because once you
Mm-hmm.
develop a strategy for 30 days, all you do is take that same strategy, move it to the next month, and the next month, and the next month. Then you change it and tweak it a little bit, depending on what it is that you're trying to do for that particular month. But the premise and the template is there for you. But you've got to be consistent, you got to be persistent, you got to be
Right.
focused on what you do.
Well, you know that branding yourself can be overwhelming and things like that. So, utilizing your book, will you say that it would help them face those challenges of being overwhelmed and taking them step by step and removing those fears from them starting today?
Well, I don't necessarily say that if it's going to eliminate, because that's on the individual. I
Okay.
can't I can't move you. I can I can't move you. I can give you the tools
Right.
to do what it is that you need to do, but I can't assist you in implementing it.
Mhm.
You're the one that has to do it. You
Right.
know, I can want to walk every morning, 8 o'clock. But my trainer that gave me the idea of being able to do it, they not here at 7:50 every morning to wake me up and say, "Hey, you going to work?"
Mhm. Right.
That's on me to be able to have to be able to do that, and
Mhm.
to want to do that, have to have the desire to do it. So it's going to give you the tools, and hopefully it will motivate you to say, you know what? Now I got the structure. Now I have I got the template for what I need to do. I can develop my strategy and personalize it to me, and now all I have to do is implement it and
Mhm.
be able to use what I've been given in order to be able to move to the next level, or to be able to go further than what I even dreamed or thought I could before I even started this.
Basically, he's saying is do it anyway. Okay. Do it anyway. What is your why? Why are you doing this? A lot of times we're doing things to make money. Because that's why
Mhm.
we sell jewelry, we doing Mary Kay, we doing Avon, because we're doing things to make some quick money. That's why we do Uber Eats and Lyft and all these things, because we're doing things to make money instead of doing things in our purpose. So we want to touch on that a little bit. Do things in your when you're doing things in your purpose, you will like God said, your gifts and talents will make room for you. And that's how your success is in your value. Are you making yourself valuable? Are you preparing yourself? So do it anyway. Prepare yourself anyway prior to. So and then do it now. Do it now. Don't wait and say I'm gonna do it Monday. We always love this Monday. We always we didn't listen. Every day for me is a Friday. Okay. If you you gotta change your mindset. You gotta renew your mind, change your mindset. Every day for me is a Friday, because you know what? I'm gonna rejoice. I'm gonna rejoice because I am up and I got breath, and I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. That's the persistence, being consistent and staying in it. Don't get out of it. Change the strategy if it's not working for you.
Correct.
That's a lot of times you are in your purpose and it might not be working fast enough or do whatever. Change the strategy. That doesn't mean you don't supposed to be doing it. Just change the strategy. And it's all about relationships. Everything relationship. Who are you connected to? Who are you? Everything with me is divine. Divine connections, divine relationships, divine networking, divinity. Because listen, birds of a feather flock together. That's one saying I will say to be true. Because whatever your circle look like is who you are and what you looking like. I mean, what you think about that? I mean, do you believe it or not, Dr. McKenzie?
No, no, absolutely. Because here's the thing, like you said, birds of a feather. Everybody can't fly with eagles fly alone.
Mm,
And here's another one, animal analogy. A giraffe can't have a turtle mindset. Two different levels of thinking,
mm,
two different ways of seeing the world. A giraffe sees the world different than a turtle.
mm. That's
So
good. I
how are
never
you?
heard that analogy.
Yeah, how are you looking at, as an author? How are you looking at what it is that you do as an entrepreneur, as a brand? How are you looking at what it is that you do? Are you looking at it from a turtle perspective, or are you looking at it from a giraffe perspective? Do you
That's
want to be
good.
like the eagle? Do you want to be like the eagle, and can fly upwards to, like, where no other bird can fly?
Mhm.
And
That's
the
good.
higher the eagle goes, the they said that it'll take its prey, and all it does is just keep going higher and higher, and
Mm,
eventually their prey suffocates because it can't
mm.
breathe
So don't worry
at
about the
that level.
haters. Don't
There
worry about
it
the
is. You
haters.
caught it. You caught that, didn't you? You caught that, didn't you? You caught it. You
I hear
caught
everything. I hear everything.
it. Absolutely. Absolutely. There it is right there.
But we're gonna end on this because, honey, all he's saying is stop having a local mindset. That means your little circle. Okay. Stop asking your mama and daddy to buy your book. Shoot, they know your story a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? They might be in your story. They might not want to read your story because they in it. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about them. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Stop asking your sisters and brothers to buy your products. Stop asking your you
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Go outside of. We have a
Outside that circle. Yep.
global international mindset. We have to start having a global mindset and get out this locality. Okay. Jesus had to get out his own town in order to give the word, to give the truth, to save lives, to teach. You see what I'm saying? It's
But even
detrimental to get out of that environment. Go ahead.
no, but even having a strategy for that, having a local, national, and global strategy. What's my local strategy? What's my national strategy? What's my global strategy? Because those are three different levels.
That's right.
What's your strategy for growing to that international level? Don't take that too lightly, because don't
Mhm.
get out there and and find yourself too over, like we were talking about, you were talking about earlier, being
Overwhelmed.
overwhelmed. Being
Overwhelmed.
overwhelmed.
Mhm.
But you've got to have a strategy for it.
That's
You've,
right.
you've got to make sure that you are, that there have been plenty of people, whether it was Shark Tank or whether it was a couple of folks that have been in Oprah's book club or on Oprah, and it was like, oh, I wasn't ready.
Mm.
I just wasn't ready. So you got to make sure that
Oprah,
you
I'm
have a
ready for you,
strategy.
girl. Oprah, I'm ready. I'm prepared and ready.
but you have a strategy
Mhm.
together in order to be able to do that and be successful on each of those levels
That's
that
good.
you want to be able to get to. So yeah, definitely.
That was good. You changed my mindset a little bit because I was stuck in there. But see, you got to always be open as well. You can't just stay stuck in
Yep.
your own way because sometimes we get in our own way. So you need to move
Yep.
yourself out the way sometimes because you didn't came up with something in your head. But see, now I'm looking at it on different levels because there is levels to this thing, and you
Yeah,
have to do step one in order to get to step two anyway. If you don't do step
yeah,
one, you can't get to step two. You don't do step two, you can't get to step three. So
yep.
there is levels to this thing, and and always at the end of the day, when you get to that next level, continue to stay humble, continue to stay consistent, continue to stay persistent, and continue to stay focused. And whatever those three things within your branding is, your brand culture, understand this: remove the things that's not a part of that environment. Because I even started making my career a part of me, which is my
Hmm.
branding. I love to write, I love to teach. So everything I do is about writing, teaching, and growing, maturing, mentorship, impact, things like that, about transformation. Everything about me is divine and transformative. That's me, that's my brand. Divine transformation.
I love that. I love that.
Divine transformation. That's it. That's all. And all that goes under everything that I
Yep.
do. Everything about me is divine transformation. And everything about him is what? If we're gonna get and I want you to give you and tell people more about you, and we can get up out of here. Everything about you is what?
It's enlighten, empower, and impact. It's teach you something, equip you with something, and impact you to want to do something. That's what I am. That's what JNF is in a nutshell. So anything that you see associated with JNF Enterprises, you know you're gonna come away with something that's gonna teach you something, equip you with something, and impact you to want to do something.
Mm. Well, I'm always
Keep it.
moved by you. So when you're telling me about a strategy about business and things like that, if you want to have a business mindset, talk to this man right here.
Yeah.
Because he when I got with him, he was coaching me about some things and just got me on the move. All he did was give me a little bit. And then sometimes all you need is a little bit and a little,
Yep.
like he just changed my mindset about global, because I was like, baby, I start having a local mindset. I was big on that. All right, tell us how we can find you, JNF, and also when you get a chance, put in the comments as well, and who you are.
Yeah, sure. They can connect with me through several different ways. I'm on social media on Facebook, JNF Enterprises, or my name, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. That way, I'm on Instagram, Dr. LJ Speaks. I'm on YouTube. Please go to my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel. I have
Please.
a lot of, like I said, this
Yes.
year it's about principles, and I created content that is around giving you principles to be able to use in your business as entrepreneurs, as leaders, as authors. Those ways you can go there, or you can go directly to my link tree, which is http colon // link tree, and it's linktr.ee /JNF Enterprise, and that'll give you all of the places that I am. You can actually download the ebook that we talked about tonight. That's on there as well too. So you can go there and you can download that to be able to use and get started. Connect with me if you have any questions, or if there are things that you want to begin starting working on. Say, hey, I got this, have my brand new strategy, but I'm not quite sure how to make sure that this is implemented, or did I do this right? And we can definitely have a conversation to make sure that your business and your brand are headed to that next level.
I love it. And let me tell you something. Small beginnings is what they say. Small beginnings is what they
Well,
say.
I think be, don't that what is it? Be humble of small beginnings. There's
Mm-hmm.
not there's not one Fortune 500 company that wasn't a small business.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them.
So
All of
don't
them
look. That's right.
was a small businesses. So
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes, because we have to understand that everybody started out small. A lot of people that have a story, it was homeless. They was
Mm,
homeless in their car. You know what I'm saying? Jewel, the singer, I love her. Y'all probably know who Jewel is, the singer. But she was homeless in her car. She was absolutely amazing. Steve Harvey was homeless in his car. There's a lot of people that was, you know what I'm saying? They started out in small beginnings, and
mm-hmm.
and here they are now. You know what I'm saying? So don't look at how many likes you have, because whomever you impact and you impacting that one person, they're gonna tell another person. See what I'm saying? So if I'm impacting that one and they impacting thousands, I impacted thousands. You see what I'm saying? Well, again, this is put everything in the comments for me. They asked they put your link tree in the comment. They said put it in there because they want to
Yeah,
connect
I'll
with
put
you.
it. Yeah, I'll put it in there too, Tammy. I'll make sure
Okay.
that they have. I'll do that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, my name is Tammy Marie. I am the book whisperer at the Authors Roundtable. We are going to be here on YouTube. I was on Facebook, but Facebook is tripping. Okay? So I'm about to just build over here. I'm about to start back building again. It's all about kingdom building. We're going to build together. We're going to partnership together. We're going to collaborate. This is, if you ever want to come into a live or whatever to speak to one of the authors and ask questions, you can also come into the live and ask questions. You don't have to do it in the chat. You can actually come on and do it as well if you just send a request. But anywho, I am Tammy Marie, the book whisperer at the Authors Roundtable. Again, this is Dr. Leroy McKenzie with Brand You. Because you need not brand, because well, when you do brand you are becoming brand new. Ha! See that? Snap, snap. How to do that? Snap, snap. So we'll see you guys back here on next Friday, 8 p.m. with our next author that will be coming up. That's going to be, let me see who. I don't even know. I got so many people coming up. Another one, Marquis Henderson. I love the fact that men are speaking up and speaking out and becoming healed and exposing dark. I'm just excited about that. I'm excited that
Yeah.
I had to change my strategy.
Okay.
Okay, I changed my strategy because it was just I had my company was called the Women's Wellness Connection Center because I am a connector.
Mhm.
Okay. So I always connected people and this and that. I'm a connector. So, but I said there was just so many people started coming on, and then these dynamic men started coming on and started speaking out and want to talk. I'm like, we gotta
Mm.
give our men a voice. So here we are, and I'm excited about life. I'm excited about that. So thank you for being on tonight, Dr. McKenzie. I appreciate you saying yes to the show, yes to yourself, and yes to me, and yes to the viewers, so they can get this information. Please get the ebook, the seven strategies, the seven fundamental strategies to branding you. Okay, brand you. All right, we out of here. Peace out. I will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Tammy.
You
Appreciate it.
are.